Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk today about the Bitcoin move, BitMEX, also Moonboys, Supo is back, and some of the accounts that I really don't like at the moment. Let's find out what. So welcome everyone, hope you are good. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, bell, button, click, like, thumbs up, all kinds of good stuff. You know the drill. Also, give me a like and a follow and a, Twitter, Instagram. Okay, just do it. Links below, comment, first comment, all kinds of stuff you can look at in terms of my social media. Anywho, this happened yesterday. It got people talking. Pretty rare event. It does happen though. It's happened a few times. So 50 BTC has been moved. No, 40, sorry. Anyway, I was close. 10 off. Just a small number. But yeah, it has been moved from a dormant wallet from 2009. So a long, long time ago. These are one of the first load of Bitcoins that technically have been generated and back in those sort of days. But it hasn't happened, as I say, it's happened a few times before. Obviously this tweet here. A few in 2015, 2017, 2000, and obviously 20 yesterday. So, is it Satoshi? Definitely not. Who is it? God knows who it is. We don't really know in terms of who were the other miners out there. There were obviously cypherpunks. Obviously, we knew that Hal Finney was, one of the first ones to generate or receive Bitcoin back in those days. But it's certainly interesting, and I think further research is probably required to figure out why and where and how and why it all came about. Realistically, yesterday it unsettled a few things, and it was really quite funny to watch the market kind of go fuck. It went absolutely berserk. It was literally like just throwing a grenade into a door and just see what happens, and it gave us that sort of reaction, so it's kind of good. Anyways, moving on from that, I'm bearish, right? Sorry guys, you've probably seen in my channel right now, I've been putting some really stupid predictions out there, putting my head on the line. I've been bearish for a while. I've been openly honest about it on Twitter. I've been saying that we're going to hit certain levels at certain points, and bear in mind, in March I said we were going to go down to 4,500. We did. We zipped right below that, went down to 3.7. Everyone was totally shocked by that. I wasn't. I was expecting that pullback very, very aggressively with the COVID-19 and the stock market crash. Obviously it was going to drop, but we are interesting, right? So go back a little bit. Everyone's talking about halving, bullish. Oh, amazing. People often forget that the stock to flow ratio, which I covered a few days ago, was stating that in May 2020 we would be roughly in and around, give or take, $55,000 per Bitcoin. Fucking nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. We're looking pretty bearish right now, in my honest viewpoint. The technicals look pretty bearish. The fundamentals with the mining revenue and all kinds of stuff in terms of mining and will they shut down? Obviously, you can see here, this is kind of interesting. But there's so many different things to look at. But when you've got the biggest exchange going, pretty much, facing a huge lawsuit of racketeering and illicit activities, that is not bullish, boys and girls. It is fucking not. Now, let's talk about it. Fine grain detail. BitMEX, I don't use it. I'm not going to slaughter them or whatever. But a little bit of research, you'll find some things are a little bit off, right? There's certain things out there. This report obviously highlighted in fine grain detail. I'm going to go through parts of that. But what I will say is this. If you are experienced in trading and you understand what the risks are of leverage trading, crack on. Do what the hell you want. We cannot force you to do anything else other than what you're capable of doing. But using BitMEX is like putting yourself on a tightrope at the same time while trying to put your pants up. It's really, really weird because things can go away from you. You could be the greatest ever trader in the world, and one of those little scam wicks will just do you. It'll just bang. So that is the problem. When you look at the lawsuit, this is some things. Now I'm going to zip through this very, very quickly. Stuff has been kind of highlighted due to the jurisdiction of where they are. This company, who are taking them to a lawsuit, have done a lot of research. They found out where they're based, all kinds of stuff, and all kinds of companies that they use. Now, if I zip down, you're going to find all kinds of keywords. So they're obviously the word REKT and stuff like that, kind of interesting. But all these people here have been indicted. So all kinds of people. You've got all kinds of different people in terms of the liquidity side of things. You've also got the YouTubers, which is really, really funny. So obviously Jacob Canfield, who's a scammer, basically. Just going to say that. Bitcoin Trading Challenge, Crypto Corny, it's Crypto No, all these people. Basically, these are not going to go to court. All this is saying that these have actually cited BitMEX in videos. I have. In some of my videos, I've like used the hashtag, the keyword BitMEX to get some views and stuff. So it's kind of interesting, but these are definitely all interesting. Oracle Crypto, dodgy person. Anywho, so all these people here have kind of been mentioned on here because they are actually linked to the BitMEX machine, i.e. promoting it, pushing it, referral links, all kinds of stuff like that. And if I keep going down, you've obviously got the referral side of it, the affiliate codes. Tony Vase, for example, Flood is one of the biggest traders in BitMEX. Like, you look at his Twitter, stuff he plays with, not little. And like, when you look at where he goes, the market tends to go, he's a big trader. And that's kind of interesting. Obviously Oracle Crypto, but these are majority, not all of them, are pretty much based in the US. That is why these are under fire, because it is a US governed kind of lawsuit, so it's in their jurisdiction. So top tip, boys and girls, don't use BitMEX right now. So Arthur Hayes, you know, as an influencer he is, when he speaks you listen, because you know he is in charge of BitMEX. If he's saying $10,000 per Bitcoin, the chances are it's going to probably go there at some point, because he can facilitate it to happen in such a way that this is the biggest market share. But overall, the market share of BitMEX is actually falling, with the likes of OKX improving, Binance obviously, Bybit, Judex is another one. There's all kinds of different futures exchanges now, which are starting to have much better systems, which are now taking that share away from BitMEX, which is good. Now, moving on, let's talk about Supo, because he's back. Don't know what to make of this. This is as bad as doing this to your hair, like making it blonde. Now, why I'm saying it's bad is I feel sorry for the guy, because he got majorly shat on. He got shat on, and he shat on his clients, his customers, his YouTube following, his legacy as per. When you put yourself in such a position where you are trying to say stuff in such a way that, oh, it's so bullish, and I'm going to come on to bullish people in a minute, it looks bad when you get people wrecked, which is a problem. Now, I'm kind of known for being a bit realistic and bearish at the same time. Like, you know, when I'm bullish, you'll know when I'm bullish because prices will be low and I'll get people really excited, and I'll hopefully make people money. The problem is, on the other side of the fence is, when people tell you to buy Bitcoin at top levels, 10k for example, it doesn't look good when it doesn't happen, or when it goes, falls down the trap door, which isn't good. So let's talk about YouTubers. Obviously, there's a few YouTubers out there. The Moon, which I'm going to come on to in a second. Obviously, Supo. There's other people out there that I don't really want to name because I can't be bothered. But they are 99.999% bullish all the time. When there's a dip and when it's horrific, it's buy the dip. Fuck off. It annoys me because it's no technical bearing of it. It is just telling people to do whatever the hell you want them to do. It's kind of shit, really. It's really bad. And this is where the space is a bit wishy-washy. And also, this is why people come to the space and leave very, very quickly, because they're not real investors. They are potential investors who you get wrecked and then they don't do it anymore because you've got them into an uncomfortable position. They're literally sweating their cock off for buying into Bitcoin at like 20k, for example. It happens. People do it. Price action brings people to the yard, essentially. So, account number one, the Moon. He is so bullish it hurts. Some of the stuff he put in, and now he's gone, why is it so hard to break 10k? Golden Cross is happening right now. Oh my god. Like, they're so lagging, it's unbelievable. And these are just like some of the tweets that he puts out. You got Crypto as well. Wow. Some of the stuff that he puts up is doing my tits in as well, because it is full on, like, obviously there's some good stuff on here, but the bullish stuff, it's not as bullish now. 2 weeks ago, Twitter was an absolute minefield of absolute corruption. And even this, Bitcoin is breaking out. Broke out where? broke out the house for a cup of tea. No, it's just bollocks, man. Bye. All of this stuff, it's fabrication. It's not fabrication, it's based off nothing. It is a speculative asset. If you're going to tweet stuff, tweet with substance and realism. The fundamentals are all pointing to a downturn because of certain situations that we've found ourselves in. It's an unprecedented time. It's interesting. So that's annoying. And then finally, we've obviously got BitLord. We all know BitLord. He's an absolute crazy person, but he is also incredibly bullish. He's the sort of person that will tell you to buy Bitcoin with a credit card at 20k. He's that bullish. He's like, he doesn't care. And this is the trap that people fall into. They find a influencer with a ton of followers. They go, buy, it's going to 100k with no backing, with no substance. And it is very, very warning. It is a big warning that what could happen in the future. I've openly put my thoughts out there in the last few videos of where I think Bitcoin could go realistic. I personally don't think we're going to ever get over 100k. Whether it happens or not, I think it's more unlikely to happen with the futures market and all kinds of stuff happening. I just do not think that will be even happening. Whether the stock to flow ratio works or not is another thing. That is still another debate. I've already done a debate on that one. Anyways, but that's today's video done. There's millions and millions of people being incredibly bullish, right? Incredibly bullish with no substance, right? You cannot use past data for future performance. We do not know if the stock to flow ratio is going to work. We do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. This could majorly fall out. If there is a correction, and let me tell you, if it is as big as we think it could be because of this big run, it'll hurt. And it'll hurt a lot of people who have been buying at 8k, 9k, 10k. It will hurt because we could go way beyond 7k. It could happen. It's all possibility. But you got to be realistic. Bitcoin is overpriced, even now. Don't buy something that is overpriced. Wait for it to correct. Ciao.